These last glimpses from the eye are from the farthest fringes of known space. Could be the only remaining pieces outside the hands of the Starborn. Aye. The blackest sea seems less of a concern when there are sharks leaping out at you. Time in home's cradle's not a bad idea these days.
Wouldn't mind burning some helium out in the fringe instead of being here, you know? Should I be nervous? Go on, go on.
I have been curious. I know that your role in Constellation was thrust upon you in an unusual way. But that experience does not demand that you stay. You could have delivered the artifact and then left. Why do you stay? One that, hopefully, will soon be solved. My past is complicated. Anyone here will tell you I do not speak much of it. But my family always stressed the importance of having a purpose in life. You must have a reason for being. This group of people, who by rights would never associate with one another, has come together for a common cause. That is impressive on its own, before considering the magnitude of the work they have undertaken. The possibilities it holds. Yes, that is one way of putting it. I am often surprised at how reluctant some are to agree with the idea. They sometimes seem offended I would suggest such a thing. When I first came to New Atlantis, I was shocked at how many people go about their business every day like drones. They do their jobs, eat their food, sleep in their beds, all seemingly without concern for anything around them. Complacent. Their experience is so different from much of the settled systems. They do not know how good they have it. You believe I am too quick to judge. Perhaps that is so. Purpose cuts through adversity. I know that all too well. And these people seem to have no idea. No, it has not. We do what we must to carry on. My family is unique within the settled systems. I grew up outside the bounds of the United Colonies, or the Freestar Collective. My parents, and their parents before them, did not believe anyone outside our family could be trusted or relied upon. You can imagine, I am sure, how existence without ties to others is challenging in space. They believed, and still do, that anyone who was not part of our family did not share our values, our goals, and was ultimately a potential threat. My time in the settled systems has mostly led me to agree with them. It has certainly proven valuable. Saved me. A few times, without question. For now, though, it would seem you and I have found purpose in Constellation. I believe that is enough. I am pleased that we have common cause, and have enjoyed our time together. Thank you.
Thank you for helping me out with the artifacts.
Thought maybe I would come up with something to say, but I've got nothing. So instead, I thought I would quote something that gave me comfort a long time ago. Is God real? The more proper question would be, is reality divine? Existence itself is a mystery which yearns to be uncovered. What is goodness but a comparison to the good? What is existence but a participation in being? For where the diversity of the universe inspires awe and wonder, it exists only in contrast to a simplicity so pure that it may only be understood as primordial and even divine. Our essence is what was imagined by its mind. But what we consider imagining and what we consider mind are in fact so far beyond our understanding that even these metaphors are like the tiny whitecaps on a massive searching sea. There's more, but those are the parts that speak to me the most. Thank you.
That was really thoughtful, Mateo. Thank you. Does anyone else want to say anything? I hope this is all okay. Between fixing things up and sending out messengers and getting all the paperwork done. It's not much. Good. Good. Sorry, if I talk any longer, I'm gonna start crying. Could you excuse me? Thank you. If anyone else wants to say something.
I don't often speak about what I believe in. It seems so redundant with how I live. But death is one of those occasions where it's hard not to look inward. Our friend is gone. There's no afterlife, or second meetings. No God in heaven that is curating a perfect ending for me. So it's up to us. We are what lives on. If the pain of loss inspires us to greater action, then that is the good that comes from it.
Everyone is in mourning. I
Humanity is what
understand,
truly creates our
but I cannot quite share in their emotion.
We are the ones that judge things to be good or evil.
I have seen
Joyful.
death. I have lost people I considered close.
Let us take
But this
responsibility
is...
for
It is not the same.
it. Let us remember
I cannot explain why. I am not sure I am making sense.
Are you part of the House of Enlightenment? I never...
Thank you.
Yes, well, I like to keep some things
If you
private.
are free soon, could we talk?
It almost feels wrong to be grieving. Selfish. No amount of tears will
All
bring the
might
dead
not
back.
like thinking about this, but when we die, everything about us breaks down.
It's just easier to feel guilty.
Gets
If you'll
eaten up
excuse
by
me.
insects and microbes. Or due to the lack of a biosphere, we're simply carried away by space and time.
I don't believe we've met. Ajay Mamasa, former chair of Constellation. I wish the circumstances of my visit were better.
Not comforting, huh? But I disagree. Do you know what I find?
Yes, I'm sure I understand. Unfortunately, this isn't the first Constellation funeral I've been to. After 35 years, you say goodbye to a lot of friends. I hope you don't mind me saying, but I feel numb just thinking about it. Sarah meant the world to me. She was the future. I knew it as soon as I met her.
But the universe doesn't care. Not because it's evil, but because
Oh,
it's
yes. I was
ever-expanding.
Sebastian Banks's protege.
Wouldn't want to be a
If
part
that
of
gives
the
you any
infinity,
idea of how long I was part of
even
our
if it's
little
just for a
club.
short while. Listen, we don't worry about ourselves.
Exactly the same as when you met her, I
Of course
bet.
not.
Determined,
We emerge from the universe
fearless,
as we return
with
to
just a small hint of delight on her face when she knew she was winning, eh?
together.
My only problem as a mentor was trying to convince her
That
to be more
certainly was.
tactful.
Interesting perspective, Barry.
Those old military instincts would always get her in trouble. Yes, she could make me so angry or so happy. We used to joke that we were married. I bet relationships in Constellation are still messy, aren't they? We're more of a family than an organization. All the former lines bleed together. It makes the losses sting harder. But I hope it means the time you had together was all the more important. That's how I like to think of it anyway. Knew him, argued with him, tried to carry on his memory when he vanished. Sebastian will be back tomorrow, we always used to say. It reminded us that he was still here, in the bones of this old building.
You know, what you're feeling right now is a chemical reaction whose evolutionary goal is promoting social cohesion. Never seems to work for me. No matter how many times I do this, I feel less attached, not more. I wrote the book on them. The 10 Stages of Grief by A. Barrett. Step 1 used to be have a drink. But nowadays I settle on a good chocolate bar. You know, if there's one piece of advice I can actually give you, it's that lost loved ones have a way of coming back to you. One day you'll be sweeping out some old shelf or digging through a desk, and there it'll be. Some old paperweight of theirs. Or a piece of jewelry they gave you, half jokingly. Theoretically, of course. You're welcome. Take a break. Let's chat.
I am told these types of gatherings are a sad occasion. That assumption appears to be correct. No, I don't. I'm programmed to analyze sensory and biometric data so I can cross-reference. But I do not feel, as you seem to imply. I am told these... I appreciate you verifying my analysis, although I am certain my thanks will do little to improve your current psychological trauma. If you would like, though, I can add some consoling language to my programming. It will take some time to adapt, but it will be okay. How was that? I will note that feedback for later.
I hope this was enough. It's pretty simple.
Chat for a bit? Normally, I hate talking to people at funerals, but, well. You don't believe in the afterlife, do you? I mean, this might be the worst time to bring it up, but... Yes. Won't we all? Well, I've taken up enough of your time.
Hi. Is talking supposed to make us all feel better? Is that why we're all here? It's just... it doesn't change anything, does it? Every day is going to be worse now. Don't you get that? I want to be alone for a while, okay?
Is it quieter in the lodge, or is it just me? I guess it's good to be in fashion. You know, there's an old Aquila story about two pioneers who got lost trying to find a new frontier to settle. One of them takes ill. Clear he's not gonna make it, he turns to his partner and says, "Don't bury me. Let the ground take what it's due. I'd rather be a ghost chasing after you then walk through the pearly gates knowing an eternity of loneliness until you get there. Sad story, huh? You look after yourself. You got time for a quick chat? I'd appreciate it when you're able.
Drink? Pour one out to the blackest sea? Two old friends. May their ghosts go past the edges of space, to the great beyond. I... Pouring drinks is one way to handle a loss. Stave off needing to look at the sad face in the mirror for a bit. Good for us all to be together.
Good talking to you.
Even I don't like to be alone at a time like this.
I am sorry. My head is swimming.
Something else?
I have been idle here for a long time. I believe Barrett would describe this state as...
Ready to find whatever artifacts might be left out there? Catch a smile out there. Oh, sorry. Was just doing some math in my head. Trade the gaps with you. Keep coming back to one thing. Both of these Starborn, they're people you know. Only they're not the people you know. Say and do things the folks you know would never. Doesn't bode well for anyone stepping into the Unity. Or through it, or however it works. You consider what it might do to you? Experience shapes the person, as much as the other way. And the Unity sounds like an experience with an endless depth, with no hope to fathom. I doubt any declaration of intent will carry fate's hand there. I make the visit when they need me. Don't mind the loner's life most days, and the eye is important work. But I should make the trip more often. Can't let Walter be the only one tending bar there too long. Everyone will forget what a good drink tastes like. That's why I missed your little welcome party. Got caught up plotting all the data the Eye can give us. Wouldn't mind the helper's hand, though. Could speed the process along. Up-to-date planetary scans would help filter all the data I have to sift through. Maybe help to find the anomalous bits. And Constellation can slide a credit or two your way. All part of the mission of charting the stars, right? Then we're hand in hand in agreement. Now, get out there and burn some helium. Let's deal. Jaw the words another time, then.
Yes?
Let's get out there and do something new today, shall we?
Hey, good to see you.
What did you need?
I feel like I've been waiting my whole life for this. Constellation, the artifacts.
Oh, so.
That doesn't
Got
sound
one.
crazy, does it?
I'd go into the astronomical charting data with you, but clear as day just to point you right to it. Forgot to check the math on a few equations. Let's deal. You've tipped my ear. Raise the thoughts with you later.
Feel free to help yourself at the bar. I don't drink, but I feel like if I did...
Gave up my room in the lodge so Andreja had. Lucky I noticed.
Need some work done? What was it like?
Terrible, terrible. It was terrible. You stay away from that stuff, Corey. Trust me, it's the worst. Imagine outside the rest of the field. Ready to camp.
Hello, Captain. We pose no threat here. Quite the opposite. Our ship's full of the faithful, Sanctum Universum. Happy to talk with you. I'm making another run out of New Atlantis, taking Universals out in the stars. Nothing worth fighting for. To get closer to God and to appreciate the galaxy and all its majesty. We grav jumped to a few different systems. We're lucky to have some pilgrims who have never been off-world. Seeing so many marvels can be a life-changing experience. Space travel is dangerous, but fortunately, most ships don't engage us. Whether it's respect for our religious beliefs or the fact that we carry only passengers, I don't know. Have you ever felt something spiritual while traveling the stars? I've jumped dozens of times, and I still don't know I've had the revelation that Keeper Aquilus describes. But I'll keep jumping. I completely agree. It was a pleasure talking with you. We have to be going. But I hope God watches over you out there in the stars.
touchdown.
National Research Station. You speaking. What is your business here? What? We haven't sent a distress signal? Nothing on the comms. No other ships in the system since our last supply drop. Look, what are you trying to pull here? Really? The High Energy Research Lab? Alright. I don't know what's going on here, but you should talk with the director. What's inside? Stay with me, and don't make any sudden moves. I'll get the door. Welcome to Nishina. All sections are now on lockdown. Senior staff, Protocol Delta. Use out. There. Be ready.
Ethan Hughes, Chief of Security. If you'll follow me, I'll show you to the director. Kaya Patel, our Administrator and Research Director. 28 years in quantum particle physics, or so I'm told. It's beyond me. We're a small research station in the middle of nowhere. Pirates eat places like these for lunch. It is my job to make sure that we are not on the menu. We'll take the back way up. Here, you can see our lovely storage area. Don't touch anything. What the? Easy! Easy! What the hell was that? 1 minute, you're following me, and then you're just gone. Minute later, you pop in out of nowhere looking like you were in the middle of a fight. But there's nothing here. I should have never let you inside. What is this? Some kind of stealth tick? Who are you working for? Look, I don't know what's going on. Let's get you to the director. Maybe she can figure this out. Come on, this way.
Who's there? Oh, thank God. Finally, someone came. The distress signal. You picked up the distress signal, right? It's been so long. I'm out of food, out of water. But I made it. Wait. How did you get in here? Hughes? Ethan Hughes? But he's dead. No. No. This doesn't make any sense. Unless the accident. Maybe this is a side effect of the accident. If the probe is still feeding power to the distortion, then... Right. We were studying a gravitational distortion. 3 months ago, I was calibrating an experiment in our high-energy research lab. There was an accident. An explosion. It caused a gas leak. Sparked a fire. I was trapped in the control room. There was nothing I could do. They're all dead. The lab was built around a xenolith with a dense metallic object.
we should. Wait. She's back. All right, we're on our way up. Hughes out. I was just filling in the director. Let's keep moving. If anything happens, the director's office is on the second floor, end of the hall. You can't miss it. This way.
Come in. Kaya Patel, Research Director. And this is our Chief Scientist, Maria Hughes. Ethan said you disappeared right in front of him. Twice now? 3 times?
Director, you can't be taking this seriously. Look, I don't know who you are or what you're doing here, but there has to be a rational explanation for all of this. Excuse me?
That is quite a claim. What makes you think that? Tell us about this other universe. Raphael. Raphael died in the accident. He...
Wait, burned out? The leak. Director, there was a hydrogen leak right after the accident. It was contained in a minute or two.
But if it hadn't been, it could well have caused an explosion.
Another universe, though. That's a lot to swallow. An artifact?
You mean the source of the distortion? You know something about it?
The multiverse. Other universes?
At least one other universe, clearly. And you have some connection with them then. Interesting. I wonder if that's why this is only affecting you. This facility and the research level 2 kilometers beneath us were built to study a gravitational distortion, this artifact and the field it creates. 3 months ago, our chief engineer, Raphael, was calibrating an experimental probe when something went wrong.
We still don't know what happened. There was a series of explosions, and somehow it's still running. That would make sense. That's why the field strength keeps increasing. We have a control unit for the probe. After the accident, I tried to use it to shut down the system, but the kill switch isn't responding. We could shut it off manually, but the entire research level is locked down. We can't even get down there. I told you the research level's locked down. We can't even use the damn elevator. What?
Clever. In this other universe, Raphael survived. He made it back from the lab, so clearly his elevator works. Take it, and you might be able to shut down the experiment.
This is crazy.
But first, we have to do something about your shifting.
We can't shut down the probe, but we might be able to adjust some of the other parameters. It's risky. We don't know what we're dealing with, but... All right. It's worth a try.
Then it sounds like we have a plan.
Come with me. The control unit is in the fabrication lab next door. What have we gotten ourselves into?
Did you need something, dear? That may be for the best. As much as I would like to study it, it's clearly far more dangerous than we anticipated. I'll be satisfied with whatever data we've been able to gather so far. That alone will take us years to process.
it's you. What happened? You disappeared, and the ceiling caved in, and... I thought I'd finally lost it. What? How? Look, if you think things are bad up here, the research level is even worse. I barely made it out, and that was months ago. I don't understand any of this. If I hadn't seen you disappear with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it. Okay. You're my ticket out of here. We'll do this your way. We can get out through the pantry. Here's the key. I'll back you up, I guess. Keep it together. Keep it together. I'm not sure. It might stop whatever's happening to you. It's a reasonable theory, I guess. They're a native species. We had an electric pulse field to keep them out. The fire took out the generators, damaged the foundation. They just keep coming. I was in the lab, working on the frequency calibration for the probe. I was walking out of the control room when it happened. I heard the tanks rupture. The alarm sound. I only had a second to react. I jumped back into the control room. The doors sealed. I was safe. From the gas, the fire, everything. But I was trapped. There was nothing I could do to stop it. If I had gone the other way, maybe I could have made it to the ventilation controls. Killed the system. Even if it killed me. I don't know. I don't want to think about it.
What the? You... How did Security breach! Everybody out! Run for it! Out of my way!
Hello.
Hello.
Everybody out!
going to take hours to clear this out. Assuming the rest of the building doesn't come down on top of us. How should I know? You're the one who keeps winking in and out of existence. I just want to get out of here. Go do whatever you're going to do. I'll see if I can clear a path to the door.
What? Oh, it's you. You realize you just poked into my locked office. So much for security protocols. Sure. Down the hall. Take the stairs next to the atrium. Yeah, let me get the doors for you. And done. Is there anything else you need? Bigger than you'd expect. We've got a particle accelerator, whole lab complex, the high energy research lab. Real state of the art. Can't tell you what a tenth of it actually does.
What, did you get lost in the hallway? All right. This is the probe control unit. Most of these controls aren't responding. I'm going to very carefully adjust the settings I can. There's no way to tell what's about to happen. Pay attention and be ready for anything. I'll begin by adjusting the energy feed of the electron beam array. We're at 93 teravolts. Calibrating to 95, 97, 100. Nothing. Let's try the other way. 91, 89. What the? Okay. It looks safe to approach. But what in the world? It's a microdistortion. Flux pattern matches the distortion in the lab. The setting is just exposing it somehow. Step into the distortion, please. I don't know.
Excuse me.
Nothing. No, hold on. There's a slight pattern change. Some kind of resonance. Right, stay there. Let me turn the feedback up for you. Calibrating to 90, 91. What happened? Are you all right? So, the lower setting causes the distortions to manifest, and the higher causes you to shift. That seems promising. Keep it on the lowest setting until you want to shift, and you should be able to avoid any more accidents. I'd give you my control unit, but it looks like you already have one from the other universe. Love to take a look at that when this is all over. If you can get down to the research level, you need to make your way to the High Energy Research Lab. Disengage the power interlocks, then pull the emergency shutdown to stop the probe. That should finally put an end to all this. Oh, and before you go, the director wanted to speak with you. Try not to get lost in the hallway again.
Well then, all set? If you need supplies, I've asked Dr. Barakova to take care of you. It's the least I can do after everything we've put you through. Before you go, there is one other thing we should discuss. If this experiment is the cause of your shifting, when you shut it down, the shifting will stop. What happens then? To you and to us. Exactly. And when you shut down the experiment, the probability function will collapse. You are the outside observer in the system. Whichever reality you are in, at that moment, is what will become real. For you and your universe, at least. The question is, which will you choose? Of course. Nothing will change. Nothing can change. If the universe was other than it was, you would not be here to make this choice. What you choose will be what happened in your universe, the universe that brought you to this point. I don't know. I'm not sure it's possible to know. It may cease to exist. It was one possible universe, but not what actually happened. We or Raphael actually did die months ago. Or it may remain real, just not in your universe. Or in some quantum sense, perhaps you make both choices and both outcomes will be real. Welcome to quantum mechanics. Not that I can see. If this were a choice between my life and Raphael's, I would ask you to save him. But as the director of the station, I am responsible for the lives of my staff. 30 people. People with families, careers, futures ahead of them. In this universe. Have you reached a decision? You don't have to decide now, but when the time comes, please, keep them in mind. Now, it's time you are going. With the network offline, we can't shut down the security system on the research level, so you can expect some resistance. Be careful. Ethan, unlock the elevator lobby, please.
Ma'am, research level is still locked down.
I'm aware of that.
All right. Done.
Good luck, dear. It's been a fascinating day.
Don't touch them. Need something?
Hello. Hi. I'm sorry. This is all a little much for me.
Tatiana Barakova, station's doctor. This is not a public medical facility, but the director has ordered me to assist you nonetheless. I can spare a few med packs. Beyond that, I am not your therapist, your psychologist, or your cosmetologist. If there's anything else you need, ask. With what? A splinter? No. Stop wasting my time. I think I still have a few things I could spare.
Don't touch anything.
security lockdown is active. Emergency override controls are available on designated security terminals. Security lockdown is active. Emergency override controls are available on designated security terminals.
Yes, we don't get many visitors out here.
Watch yourself. Hang. Yes. What? Don't touch the equipment. Excuse me.
Howdy.
All our research, and we had no idea. What? Why? There's no way of telling what might happen. The probe's already damaged. You could trigger another explosion or worse. These are unstable quantum distortions. I wouldn't call them safe. But at least you can see them. You can avoid them, pass through them, choose whether to shift or not. It's something. It's locked down, so the security system might be a problem. You have to ask Ethan about that. If you can make it to the lab, disengage the power interlocks, then pull the emergency shutdown to stop the probe.
Need something? Yes. What? Yes?
Hey.
What can I do for you? He was a good man and a good engineer. Serious, driven, a perfectionist. From what you've said, our Raphael died to stop the gas leak. He saved our lives. And this other Raphael, I can't even imagine what he's been through. If it is the cause of your shifting, when you shut it down, the shifting will stop. At that point, whichever universe you are in is where you will remain. As for the other universe, perhaps it will continue on without you. Or perhaps it will cease to exist. If that were to happen, well, in this other universe, how many lives have been lost? How many families have someone they will never see again? 28 years in quantum physics, and the universe never fails to surprise me. When you expect the unexpected, the only question is how you respond.